Welcome to Crescendo Music Academy. I will be taking you through a brief music theory lesson to help you understand all of the theory behind the gospel progression in song station and in music theory in general. So, moving forward, let's take a close look at the piano. We have the black keys and the white keys. We have two black keys, three black keys, two black keys, three black keys. But don't be confused. They are all repeated on the piano. Believe me. Take a look. These two black keys is the same thing as this. These three black keys is the same thing as these three black keys. It's just a different octave. So take a look. They are in groups. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3 across the piano, starting from the left to the right. Now let's take a look at the white. Before the two black keys, we have the white, and they are 7 in number. So let's take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the black keys are also 5 in numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 black keys, 7 white keys. In total 12. So that's all you have. Those 12 keys are repeated across the piano. It's just copy and paste, but in different octaves. This first octave is lower than the other octaves. Well, we can't just call them white keys and black keys, but that is the first thing that comes to mind. The white keys and the black keys have names, but these names are derived from the alphabet, the general alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So, we will call it musical alphabet. But first, where are these letters arranged? Where are they on the piano? For the purpose of memorization, we will start from C. So it's going to be C, D, E, F, G. No H. Okay? It's going to be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Just like a clock. So when you get to G, you start from A, because that is how the piano is arranged. So look at the two black keys. That is where the C is. So this is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and back to C. And repeat the same thing too. So we've known the white keys now. So how about the black keys? Yes, the black keys. The black keys derives their names from the white keys, respectively. So let's take a look at it. Take a look at C. The first black key derives its name from C. So this is called C sharp. Sharp means to raise. So it is called C sharp because it's a little bit above C. That is why it's called C sharp. Now it can also be called D flat because it's below D, just a step away from D. So the first black key has two names, C sharp or D flat. This also applies to the second black key. It can be called D sharp or E flat because it's behind E and is also in front of D. Let's move on to the three black keys. This same principle applies. This is F. So this is called F sharp or G flat because this is G. This is called G sharp or A flat because this is A. This is called A sharp or B flat. Come back to B. That's just how it is. This same principle applies to all. So these two, C sharp and D sharp, is the same thing as this. This is called and D sharp. Or we move forward. Let me see who is following. If I may ask, where is C? on the piano. I'm waiting. Where is G? Where is G on the piano? And where is E on the piano? And where is B on the piano? Yeah, I know it might take a little time for you to get this in no time. You have to be spontaneous. But don't worry, I have you covered. I'm going to show you something to learn. You just have to memorize it, and that's all. It's just little phrases. C is before the two black keys, and that is standard. Everywhere on the piano, that rule remains the same. So C is before the two black keys, C is before the two black keys, C before the two black keys. D is in between the two black keys. It repeats itself right here. E is after the two black keys. F is before the three black keys. This rule applies to anywhere on the piano. G and A are in between the three black keys. G and A. G and A. Then B is after the three black keys. That's all. Once you memorize this phrase, it will help you to be spontaneous. So this is an homework for you. Moving forward, we will be talking about musical scales. A musical scale is an organized sequence of notes. For example, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. In a circle, think of the wall clock. Starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then back to 1. So is a musical scale. When you get to B, you fall back to C, and you go on the circle, on a clockwise manner. So in this lesson, we will be talking about 3 types of scales, which is chromatic scale, overtone scale, and major scale. So what is the chromatic scale? A chromatic scale is the movement of notes from one to the other without skipping any note. Note the word, without skipping. So let's take a look at chromatic scale. Starting from C. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and back to C. That is chromatic scale. It's the same thing as playing all the keys on the piano. So when you play all the keys on the piano without skipping any notes, it is called chromatic scale. So chromatic scale can be defined as half-step movement also, or a semitone movement. So let's take a look at another scale called the old tone scale. The old tone scale is the movement of notes from one to the other, skipping one note at a time. You skip one note at a time. In chromatic scale, you skip nothing. But in old tone scale, you skip one note at a time. Let's look at it. Take a close look at the piano. This is C. You skip C sharp, you move to D. You skip D sharp, you move to E. You skip F, you move to F sharp. You skip G, you move to G sharp. You skip A, you move to A sharp. You skip B, you move to C. That is called old tone scale. So let's take a look at another old tone scale just to clarify us. Starting from C sharp. So this is C sharp. To D sharp. Leaving D behind. Then to F. Leaving E behind. Then to G. Then to A. Then to B. Then back to C sharp. That is called C sharp all-tone scale. So the final scale is the major scale. A major scale is the combination of the chromatic scale and the all-tone scale sequentially. Remember, we talked about the chromatic scale and the all-tone scale. So now, to derive the major scale, we're going to combine the chromatic and the all-tone scale. So how do we combine the chromatic scale and the all-tone scale to derive major scale? This will bring us to a rule called the major scale formula. They're just 7 in number. So the rule is called all half, all half. It's just a simple phrase. So you apply the all-tone scale twice, you apply the chromatic scale once, you apply the all-tone scale again 3 times, and the chromatic scale once. So when I say whole, I mean all-tone scale. Once I say half, I mean the chromatic scale. So in the place of O, you move an O step. In the place of half, you move chromatically. I mean chromatic scale. You can also consider it like this. Half step is 1 count. Okay? Away from any note. It can also be called semitone. Whole step is 2 count or 2 steps away from any note. It can also be called full tone. When counting steps, please consider all of the notes, which includes black keys too. So let's see how we can derive our first scale, C major scale. You must have played it before. In fact, we have played it in the beginning of this class. Let's see how we can derive the major scale. Following these 2 scales, chromatic scale and all-tone scale. The first rule says all-tone scale. So starting from C to D is the first 2 notes of the all-tone scale. So I'm going to move to D. C to D. The second rule says all-tone scale. So take a look at D. So I move from D to E. The third rule says half. So let's go to chromatic scale now. Chromatic scale says moves from E to F. So look at it. So I go to F. So I'm back to all-tone now. The fourth rule says all-tone. So I move from F to G. The fifth rule says all-tone. So where do I move to? From G to A, following the scale. The sixth rule says whole. So I move from A to B, following the all-tone scale. So now I'm in half, so I go back to chromatic scale. Chromatic scale B is to C. That is all you have. So following the scale, whole, half, whole, half. That's how C major scale is derived. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So let's apply the same rule to another key. F major scale. Okay? The first rule says O tone scale. It says whole, right? So O is what? From F. Take a look at the scale. F to G. The second rule says whole. So take a look at G on the scale. G to A. We are now on the third rule, which is A. The third rule says half. Where will I move to? An half step. Take a look at the chromatic scale from A to A sharp or B flat. Now we're on the fourth row. It says O. Take a look at chromatic scale. Take a look at the O tone scale. The O tone scale says from A sharp to C. So I move to C. I'm on the fifth row, which says O. Take a look at the O tone scale. I move from C to D. I'm on the sixth row now. Sixth row says O. I move from D to E. Now on the last row, which is F, I go to chromatic scale. What does chromatic scale say? From E to F. Complete, we're back to F. So that is the scale of F. F major scale goes F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. There you go. So try this out. Following the scale, derive all the keys. Interval. Interval is one of the most important topics in music because with intervals you can derive scales and chords. Intervals. An interval is the distance between two notes. For example, C to D. Two notes that are played one after the other or simultaneously. That will lead us to the types of intervals. We have two types of intervals: harmonic intervals and melodic intervals. Harmonic intervals are played at the same time, that is, more than one note. For example, a chord is a combination of three notes, from 3 to 4 to 7, so played simultaneously. This is harmonic interval. So melodic interval are not played separately. For example, if you want to play any song, that is a melodic interval. They are played one after the other. Moving on. Characteristics of intervals. We have the quantity and we have the quality. Quantity describes a numeric value like second, third, fourth, fifth. So just like a value or a position, if I may say. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So when you're thinking of a quantity, think of the alphabetical order. C is first, D is second, E is third, F is fourth, G is fifth. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So think of that as your quantity. So quality can be the names of the interval. So the names are perfect, diminished, augmented, major, minor, but I would like you to have a brief understanding of all of the intervals. But for the purpose of this class, we will be dealing with only 3 of the intervals. We have 13 of them. The first one is called unison. The second is called minor second. The third is called major second. The fourth is called minor third. The fifth is called major third. The sixth is called perfect fourth. The seventh is called augmented fourth. The eighth is called perfect fifth. The ninth is called minor sixth. 10th is called major seventh. 11th is called minor seventh. The 12th is called major seventh, and the last one is called perfect octave. But let me show you how they are arranged on the piano. C is called unison. I'm going to skip one. D is called major second. Don't forget, I said the positions or the numeric values are first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Okay, so first, unison. Second, major second. Third, major second. Fourth, perfect fourth. Fifth, perfect fifth. Seventh, major seventh. sorry, this is 6, major 6, 7, major 7th, and octave, call it perfect octave. So let me go again. Unison, major 2nd, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6, major 7, perfect octave. These are the basic names. But how about the black keys? Like I said, the black keys derives their names from the white. So this is unison, this is major 2nd. If this is a major 2nd, this will be a minor 2nd. Okay? If this is a major 3rd, this will be a minor 3rd. Okay? So take a look at this. If this is a 4th, the rule changes a little bit. This is a 4th. This will be called augmented 4th. Okay? Or diminished 5th. So it has two names: augmented 4th or diminished 5th. Augment means to raise, diminish means to lower. So behind perfect 5th is called diminished 5th. So this is called a minor 6 because it's behind 6. This is called a minor 7th because it's behind 7th and perfect octave. So the black keys, the names are minor 2nd, minor 3rd, augmented 4th or diminished 5th, minor 6 and minor 7. That's all you have. So don't bother about all of the names, but it's good to know because we're going to deal with this in our further classes. Okay? So moving on. We're going to be dealing with only the minor 3rd, major 3rd, and the perfect 5th. That's all you need to play a chord. Okay? The basic chord. So moving forward, how do I use these intervals to derive my chords? But before then, let's have this at the back of our mind. A major 3rd is 4 steps away from C. Okay? This is C. 1, 2, 3, 4. So E is a major 3rd of C. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So C to E is a major 3rd. Okay? So where's my minor 3rd? This is my minor 3rd. Minor 3rd are 3 steps away from C, or from the root, or from the starting point. So this is starting point. 0, 1, 2, 3. So E flat is a minor 3rd away from C. Okay? So where is our perfect 5th? This is perfect 5th. G, which is the 5th. 1, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So this is the 5th. So it's 7 steps away from the beginning. 7 steps away from the starting point, or 7 steps away from C. C, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how to prove if it's correct. So that is all we need to play all the chords in the song station. Okay? So, moving forward, how do we derive our chord using this formula? So, moving forward, how do we derive our chords using these intervals? The chord formation. It's simple. All you have to do is to stack the intervals over the root. How do I mean? To form a major chord, the first interval is C to E. Remember, E is a major of C, major 3rd. So the first note you stack over the root is major 3rd. 4 steps: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a major 3rd. But you have one more interval to stack over this. Starting from this place, you are going to stack a minor 3rd over E. So how do you stack a minor 3rd over E? starting from here, how many steps is a minor third? 3 steps. So 0, 1, 2, 3. That's all. So you have this and this. So if you stack all of the 2 together, it's going to be this. This is called C major chord. It's like a major minor. So major, minor. Okay? That's a major chord. How about a minor chord? It's as simple as lowering the major third. So what do you do? From the root, which is the starting point, you stack a minor third. 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 step. This is a minor third from C. So you have one more interval to stack over this. So you stack a major third over this. A major third from here is 4 steps. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So a minor and a major. So to derive a minor chord is a minor and a major. You will stack a major interval over a minor interval. That's how to get a minor chord. To get a major chord, you stack a minor interval over a major interval. Okay, so this is the first way to derive your major chords and your minor chord. But there's another way too. So take a look at this. C. All you need is your root and your perfect fifth. Firstly, so what's a perfect fifth? 7 steps away from the root. The fifth count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth. Okay, so let's prove it. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 steps. So this is the fifth, and this is the root. So all we need is the third note in the middle. Okay, so from the root we need a major. Okay, major is 4 steps. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So after getting the root and the fifth, you find the major third. The root, the fifth, and the third. Okay, major third. This is called major chord, C major. So to derive your minor, just reduce this to this. 1 step behind or 1 step lower, and it is called a minor. That's all. Okay, that's all. That's all you have. The same rule applies to F. Let's take a look at F. This is F. So count forward the positions or the numerical values. So it goes first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, that is the scale of F. So this is my fifth. This is my root. This is my third. Okay, first, second, third. This is my third. So my third is a major. Let's prove if it's a major. 4 steps. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is F major chord. Okay, this is F major chord. So to get a minor chord, just reduce this to this. This is now F minor chord. This rule applies to all of the notes. So let's take a look at the last chord. This is the root. Call it first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So this is my fifth. I've gotten my fifth, perfect fifth. This is my root. So where's my third? First, second, third. So this is my third. This is called G major. Okay, G major chord. So how do I get my minor? Once I reduce this, okay, once I reduce this, it becomes a minor. This is called G minor. Okay, so that's how to derive your chord using the interval. Once you get your perfect fifth and your root, just find your third, your major third. Okay, then once you find your major third, if you want to get the minor, just reduce the major third half step below, and you have your minor. Okay, those are basic. We will get advanced in the subsequent classes. Thanks for following through. See you in the sound station.